Hello all, my name is Abdul Rahman, and in this video we are going to learn about and we are going to practice about the data manipulation in data science. So guys, if you remember, in the last video we were having a file known as data manipulation, and in this file we were practicing the how to learn about data manipulation. We were practicing that one, but at the time we were getting some errors while entering the data and then age of the cars, and while entering, like what we say, data city, something like this, I was getting some errors. So guys, so the reason behind is that in the I have opened this vehicles.csv, and in this one I don't have that column known as city, or what we say, use city or other thing like age, something like that. So that's why we are getting some errors at the time. So as you can see here, we have the fuel odometer, we have all of these stuff, but right now we don't have anything known as age or city. So that's why we were getting some errors. So I think it has been changed, all of the stuff. So if I, instead of this age, if I give here something year, something like that, let's check whether is it working or not. So anyhow guys, I'm going to save this one. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one now. Now if I open this one, where is this? I'm going to close. I don't want to see this one. Now here, if I open this one, I'm going to create a new file known as Python 3 IPY kernel. So in this one, I'm going to copy this one, copy, and I'm going to cancel this. So I'm going to change this to data manipulation to something like this. Now I don't have anything. Now in this page, I'm going to import the pandas. Import the pandas as I want to import this one. Now I'm going to run this program, and in here I want to read that one. So I'm going to give data should be equals to what we say, pd dot read csv, and in this one I'm going to use the vehicles vehicles dot c this one. So now I'm going to run this one. So it's going to take some time for running this one. So guys, I think let's delete this file, or okay guys, I want to delete this. So I'm going to delete this whole file, data manipulation .ipynb. So till the time it's running data pd, so it's reading this vehicles.csv. So it's taking pretty much time for running because it's a very big file. Now let's give here something like data dot columns. If I run this one, if I can see the data columns, so I'm going to close. Yes, I want to leave this site. Now it's still running, like data.columns is still running, so it's taking a lot of time because, like as I said you, still this vehicles.csv is not read, and now it's getting because this file is read now. Now as you can see here, when I am entering the data.columns, I am getting the id, url, region, price, year, manufacturer. I'm getting all of this stuff, but right now I'm not getting anything like age or something like that. So at the time I have not noticed the error. Now data.columns I have. Now what I can give here is something like data. Okay, so it should be equals to the data dot head, and it should be 100. So let's remove here something 2, or run this one. So it's a variable, that's why we are getting some errors. So not errors, we are not able to see anything. Now I'm going to rename this. So I'm going to give data 2 dot rename. So data dot rename index should be equals to str again, and I'm going to use it the columns. Column should be equals to the, what is it, instead of this city, let's give here the region. Let's check whether are they having in this one. I have the region, right? So don't give the region, let's give the city, just give the region. Now so here I'm going to give something like region, and I want to rename it to the new region, something like that. So I'm going to give here in this one new region, something like this. So as you can see here, if I run this one, as you can see here, I'm getting all of these stuff, something like this. Now instead of this region URL, so we are getting new region, and instead of region, something like this, because we have replaced that one, right? So let's give here in place should be equals to true. So if I run this one, it's taking some time for running to rename columns region, new region. Okay, anyhow guys, let's remove this in place. Sorry, it should run this one. So as you can see here, we were getting around 100 rows and 26 columns. So if you want to rename something, like you have to give here the index, like whether it is a string or whether it's an integer or float, something like that, and you have to give the columns, which columns do you want to rename. So now I have used this one. Now I can give the data, and in this one I'm going to give here something like region. Now if I run this program, as you can see here, I am getting the name, region, length. It's showing me what data type it is, and it's showing me the objects from that column, like from the region. Okay, now what I can do here is, like, I can give the data, and I can give something like what we say city, not city, sorry, 0-100. So I'm going to give this like this, because as I said in the last video, in Python 0 takes as 1 will be known as 0 and 2 will be known as 1, something like that. So that's why indexing starts from the 0. That's why I have given something like this. Now we were getting this stuff like ID, URL, region, and region URL. We are getting all of these stuff. Now guys, I want to give here something like URL as I gave in the last video, URL, and I want to give the, let's give the what they say, price, something like that. So I'm going to give here the region, and it should be price, something like this, and it should be equals to the data. So I'm going to make it into the variable. So I'm going to use here the list, and in this one I'm going to use here the URL. Let's check whether are we having anything known as URL. Yes, yeah, we are having new URL. Now beside this one, I want to give something, this one URL, and we are getting URL, nothing here. Now I'm going to give you something like region, something like that, region, and comma, I'm going to give here the price, see price, ICE price. Now I'm going to make, don't want this spaces to be here. Now I have this one, so if I run this program, nothing is happened because it's a variable. So if we have any variable explorer, but it will be better, but right now we are not having any variable explorers. Now I'm going to copy this full line, and I'm going to paste this one, URL region, sorry, okay, so we have the URL region price. So instead of this one, I'm going to give it equals to 2, and it should be data. So here I'm going to use it the LOC, which means the location. So I'm going to use LOC lock, and in this one I'm going to remove this one, like it should be URL only. Here I should add one thing, sorry, this thing. So I'm not going to do with this anything. Now I'm going to make here something like this one, and here I should create one more bracket. I think I should create it here. Sorry, I am doing some mistake here. Okay, so now we have this one, like I have given something like this one. Now we have the URL, region, price, and we have all of this stuff. Now I am going to run this one, data.log, run this one. Now instead of this one, let's give the 0-100, and if I run this one, nothing has happened because it's just a variable. Now I can give something copy. I'm going to paste here something like that one. Now instead of URL region price, I'm going to give here, it should be 3. So I'm going to create another one. So I'm going to use it the iLog, which is the log, and data iLog. We have this, all of this stuff right now, but I'm going to remove from here till the end. So I'm going to make here some comma 03 02, something like that. There's something like this one. Now let's run this program. So unmatch. Okay, so we have done this error here also. Okay, so now if I give it to 03, Let's run this one. As you can see here, nothing has happened because I have just given it as a variable. So guys, one more thing we can do, as I said in the last video, we can drop the tables using something like data. Like let's give the no URL. I'm going to create a variable data.no URL. I'm going to give something like this one, data and dot drop this one. So I'm going to give you something like URL in this one. So beside this one, I have to give here the axis axis, in which axis it is. So I'm going to give here it's equals to the 1, and it has been run. Now we can delete this one. Now instead of this, I have to check here the age and all of the stuff, right? So here I have to give the data and sorry. So here I should give something like year instead of just age. So I'm going to click on this one. So as you can see here, we are getting the stuff from the what we say. We can see the year. We can see the year column data. All of this stuff right now. Now instead of this year, let's add some more things. Let's give something like it should be equals to the 2022, and I should minus this to the from my data. Here. So I want to check the car. Sorry, I have done some mistake here. So model, we have the year, but I have to check here the. So instead of this, I think there will be age also, but it's right now it's not there. But I can check the type and so guys, nothing is so we don't have this something known as age, something like that. So that's why we are having some problem. But if we have some one more column known as age, then we are not going to get any problems there. From there we can do all of the stuff like we can see the car's age, we can do all of the stuff. But here we have the year, but let's check whether can we check. Okay, anyhow guys, we can't check this one. So now I'm going to delete this one. Okay, in this one I have to do other lot of stuff like I have to drop the columns, or I have to check the new cars age all of those stuff. So anyhow guys, we will learn about this more later on. So anyhow guys, that's all for this video. If you have any questions, please keep it in the comments below, and please make sure subscribe to this channel, like this video, and I will see you in the next video.